Okay, good morning guys, this is Yoti Gardening. I decided to make a little bit more of a personal video for you guys. I'm actually an agriculturalist. That's why every now and then in my videos you'll see something regarding agriculture. So I decided today I'm going to show you my small little backyard garden that I do for hobby. So what I did is I took wooden pallets, I just cut them in half and I made this row of bins. It's a nice little hobby. De-stressor when you come back from work. Spend a little bit of time in the garden, so I'll take you through it today. In the first bin I've got some green peppers. We've harvested quite a few from this patch here. Then I've got some kind of lettuce, I forget the name. They shoot a lot of seed, and as soon as they shoot seed I harvest it and I plant it again, so we've always got lettuce in the garden. Some basil, fresh basil. Planted quite a bit of them this year. We're going to make some basil pesto. These are just about ready to harvest. Then I got some pepperdew seed from a friend of mine. These are the pepperdews. Very small seeds, so we planted them. I did replant them in another bin, I'll show you now. And I also got some kind of lettuce. I don't know the name of this lettuce, but they're growing quite nice. I replanted them also because the seeds are very small. When you plant them they come up very tightly together, high density. So I replant them. This is kale. Today's project is we're going to cut the kale back. These kales are just about done with their life cycle. You can see they're getting yellow and the snails ate them quite nicely. My next bin, I've got a bin of strawberries. Today's project is also going to be to make a strawberry tower, because the strawberries, when they grow flat like this, they take up a lot of space and you don't get a lot of produce from them compared to beets or potatoes. So we make a strawberry tower. I'll show you one. I've already got one. In the next bin, in the back there, are my pepperdews. I replanted them. And then I've got a spinach plant here. This plant is almost 2 years old already. You can see how thick that base is. It just keeps going. Sole survivor. Then in the next bin I've got some baby marrows. Now in this bin I did plant 8 baby marrow plants, but the snails got all of them and only one survived. Now in my area we've got a lot of blue monkeys, and the monkeys love harvesting my baby marrows. You can see here the monkeys are quite destructive. They harvest them before they're ready. Then in my next bin I've got some mint. Mint just keep on growing, you never have to worry about it. You can cut it back quite aggressively and they just come out again. These are potatoes. Quite a nice bit of potatoes. If you go down here, you see there's a potato coming out there. And I'm expecting quite a nice harvest from this one. In the next bin we've got some spring onion. These are also planted from seed. They take a long time to grow. And then next to the spring onion we've got some ginger. Now here you'll see the ginger is just starting to come out. They also take a long time to start growing. There should be a couple. There's another one there. A ginger plant. My wife loves ginger. These are some more lettuce. We had some very hot days, so the lettuce burnt back a bit. They should come right again. And then here, that first lettuce I showed you in the first bin is the next batch that I planted. They're gonna fill this bin. Then in the next bin, this is usually my herb bin, but we cleared that out now, and I'll be planting herbs again soon. That's comfrey herbs there. And here's that's a little avo plant. So I'll show you my avo tree now. And then we got some parsley, and I had some other herbs in here but they're all gone. And as you can see there's some pumpkins. These are pumpkins that my wife threw the seed from the kitchen in the compost heap. The compost heap, which is in the corner there, compost heap goes into the bins, and then whatever grows. You can see there's another pumpkin growing around the back, some wild tomatoes growing here. And this is a strawberry tower. Strawberry tower that I built about 2 months ago. The strawberries tend to die back a bit first, and then they grow out again. That's why this one's looking a little bit pale. But today we'll grow another one, build another one. And then here, these are all avo trees. Now we've got a massive avo tree in the garden. I'll show it to you now. And when the season's ripe, it bears so much avos, we can't keep up. Even we give away to friends, neighbors everywhere, can't keep up. So these avos just come up wild in the garden everywhere, and I transplanted them into these little bags to give away presents. Not sure what I'm going to do with them yet, but there's my avo tree. Now that's half of it. It broke in half. That half fell over into the neighbor's yard, so we cut it down. That's half of it left. Next to it is a lychee tree. Very fortunate. Although the monkeys chow all the lychees. We haven't had a single lychee since we moved into this house. And then on the other side of the garden, sweet potato. This is my sweet potato patch. We haven't harvested yet. You usually wait for them to flower. But they're growing very nice and dense. And then I've got another pumpkin patch. These also came up wild. I didn't plant them. Monkeys love harvesting my pumpkins. They haven't had a single pumpkin yet, although you can see they're flowering quite nicely. Okay, so I just pulled out all the kale plants. Now it's very easy to replant kale. All you need to do is on the stem find a healthy little side shoot like this one, and you just snap them off, and those you just stick back into the ground. So now I'm busy clearing the patch here. My baby girl is helping me. That's the noise you're hearing. You'll see we've got lots of massive earthworms in our soil here. Really lots of them. Okay, so here my bed is nice and clean now. I'm busy replanting the kale. All you do is break them off the old plants, and then you just push them down into the ground and get them nice and deep. The roots just going to grow along these little stems, and then you got a fresh new plant. I usually plant about 8 of them, but for us we use them in smoothies, salads. It's very, very great plant. Of the 8, probably 6 will survive. That's more than enough for us. Alright, so I decided to pull out the baby marrow plant that was in this bed. There was only one that came up, and I reckoned from that one plant we're probably going to get about 20 baby marrows, of which the monkeys are going to steal about probably half of that, 10, which means we're only going to get 10 ourselves. So I decided to remove it, and in this place I'm going to plant beetroot. I'm going to plant 2 types of beet. The first one is the Detroit Dark Red, and the other one is the Crimson Globe. I'm not 100% sure what the difference is between the two, but I'm going to plant half of the bin with the one and half of the bin with the other one. So the easy way that we can do that, I'm just going to take a little hand garden rake, and I'm going to make a little furrow. I'll make a couple of these, just going down the bed. Just space them a little bit to give the beets enough space to grow. So we'll see how many we can fit in here. Go up and down. You don't have to go very deep. Beet seed is quite small. Okay, it seems like okay, they're not quite spaced evenly, but that's right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It works out quite nicely. So 3 rows of each. And first we're going to take the Detroit Red, Dark Red. That's what the seed looks like. It's quite a bit in here. So everything that we don't use, we can always just put back. I store my seed in the fridge. That way it lasts quite long. Now you never know how many of them are going to come up. So I tend to plant a little bit more. And then you can always replant them or just thin them out a little bit. Okay, so that's 3. Still got quite a bit left. So this one I just fold the packet over, put elastic around it, and that'll go back into the fridge. And then for the other 3 rows I'm going to plant the Crimson Red. seed looks more or less the same size. And I'm just going to sprinkle these the same way down the bed. We eat quite a lot of beetroot. We use them for smoothies, we use them in vegetable bake and beetroot salads. Quite like them. Okay, so in both packets we've got quite a bit left. Both of those will close up. They'll go into the fridge for next time. And now all we do is we just close them up, and then we'll see how many of them grow. Got my baby daughter here helping me close them. Okay, let's close. I did find that in the area the monkeys don't eat the beetroot. I've planted beetroot before, and for some reason they love digging up my sweet potatoes, but the beetroot and the normal potatoes, they're not too phased about that. And obviously everything that's got leaves on, like the spinach and the lettuce, they don't mind too much about that. Okay, so that's it. Our bed is finished. Little girl taking the final touches, and well, we'll see how this goes. Alright, so back to the vegetable garden. Yeah, I'm in my bin where I plant all the herbs, and what I'm going to plant here today is dill. Now this is the original packet that I bought about 2 years ago. They grow very vigorously. I just harvest the seed from the plants themselves and replant it every year. And then I've also got some coriander. This is also coriander that I bought in the shop and I planted, and I keep harvesting the seeds and use that every year to replant them. So first we're going to plant the coriander. We only plant a little bit because they grow so strong and you don't use all of it. Most of it we end up working back into the soil. So I'm just going to take a couple of seeds out. Only plant about 20 seeds in a row. They should germinate quite fast. That's it. And the dill I'm going to plant back here. You can see that the dill is a small little flat seed. And when the plants grow up, each plant bears quite a lot of seeds. So if you just leave the plants a little bit longer, you can eat the herb all the way up to when it seeds. You just harvest the own seeds again every year. It's got a very strong smell, very nice smell. It's a very nice herb to eat with fish. Okay, so we'll just cover those up, pat it down a little bit. You always want your soil to make nice contact with your seed. Same here. Just cover it up, pat it down, cover it up, and pat it down. Now the herbs grow very nice in the shade. That's why this bin has got shade. Plant all my herbs in this bin. An old comfrey here, busy flowering quite nicely. Comfrey is very good, very high in calcium, vitamin C, very good for ointment to put onto burns and sores and bruises. Works very well. And that's it for today. So